My name is Eliza. For the past year, I've been the housekeeper at the Thorne residence. This house is a fortress built of wealth and secrets, and I have become its silent prisoner. I serve Lord Alistair Thorne, a powerful property magnate, and his wife, Lady Cassandra. My job is to polish their history and clean away their shame. Every day I move through these halls, observing everything. They believe my silence is obedience. They don't realize silence is observation. Life here is a continuous trial, mostly because of Lady Cassandra. To her, I'm not a person. I'm an extension of her furniture, another object to be polished and perfected. Just this morning, in the main drawing room, her voice cut through the quiet. "Eliza, this chinoiserie vase, is this dust?" Before I could even respond, she snapped, "No, don't touch it, you'll smudge it more." I apologized, explaining I'd used the specified feather duster. She scoffed, "Used it? But did you use it correctly? I pay you a substantial wage. Do you understand what immaculate means in this house?" "Yes, ma'am, I understand," I replied, keeping my voice steady. "Then demonstrate it," she commanded. "Go fetch me the silver polish. The spoons in the dining room are tarnished, dreadfully." As I turned to leave, she added one final chilling remark. "And watch your sullen expression. It reflects badly on the decor." The Thornes' immense wealth always felt tainted, as if it had dark, hidden corners. My suspicions were confirmed by Lord Alistair's late-night meetings. He used the basement wine cellar as his clandestine office. The walls of this house held secrets, but the deepest ones echoed from the cold stone steps leading down to the cellar. One evening, as I was passing by, I overheard Alistair's voice, rough and panicked, on a secure phone call. "You need to secure the northern deeds immediately. The offshore shell is compromised. Don't use the usual channel. Do you understand the gravity of this, James?" My blood ran cold. Deeds. Shells. This wasn't about property development. This was criminal. My fear deepened when I thought about the previous housekeeper, Bethany. She had simply vanished without a word about a year ago. Lord Alistair claimed she left voluntarily, but the explanation never sat right with me. One afternoon, while clearing out a rarely used linen press in the north wing, my hand brushed against something hard tucked away in the back. It was a small, worn leather diary. It was Bethany's. The binding was cracked, the pages brittle. Holding it felt like holding a fragment of a ghost. I whispered her name into the dusty air. "Bethany, what did they do to you?" That night, in the privacy of my small Spartan room, I read her final entries. What I found was a chronicle of horror. It detailed not just the verbal abuse I was familiar with, but financial coercion and physical assault. Bethany's voice seemed to whisper from the pages. "He holds my passport. I am trapped here. I saw the papers. The property fraud is massive." Another entry read, "Cassandra shoved me down the stairs over a broken teacup. I am in constant pain." They had trapped her, just as they were trying to trap me. Her final entry was the most terrifying. "If I disappear, my diary and the evidence will be my witness. I hid the file where no one would think to look." The sentence ended abruptly, the page smeared with a dried, dark liquid. It was blood. I knew I had to do something. Bethany's diary was a motive for murder, but I knew that to bring down a man as powerful as Lord Thorne, I needed more. I needed the evidence Bethany mentioned in her diary. I had contacted a Detective Inspector Davies, who listened patiently but confirmed he needed tangible proof. He couldn't touch Alistair with just a diary. The files had to be in Alistair's grand study, most likely secured in his enormous Victorian safe. I wasn't just cleaning their home anymore, I was investigating their crumbling empire. My new mission gave me a strange sense of purpose. Over the next few days, Alistair's composure began to crack. He was visibly anxious, pacing the hallways and making frantic, hushed phone calls. One afternoon, I stood outside his study, pretending to dust a nearby table. and I heard him shouting into the phone, his voice low but filled with rage. "You idiot! The money trail is too obvious. We need the physical documentation of the Bristol deal. It has to be found. It's the key piece." After a pause, he roared, "Search again. Get a grip. If Davies finds anything linking me to the offshore transactions, we're finished. Finished. Do you hear me?" The Bristol deal. That must be the file Bethany hid. I had to get into that safe. The combination was complex, but I kept thinking about Bethany's hint in the diary. She hid the evidence where no one would look. But she also left another clue, one that applied to the safe itself. An old ornamental hairpin of hers, one I remembered she always wore, was tucked behind a decorative coin box on Alistair's desk. It was her final act of defiance, a clever message hidden in plain sight. As I examined the massive safe, my fingers traced its cold steel surface. Then I saw it, a tiny, almost invisible indentation near the bottom edge. A keyhole, not for a key, but for something smaller. With trembling hands, I took the hairpin. I carefully inserted its tip into the tiny gap. Following an instinct, a memory of how Bethany used to twist it in her hair, I rotated it. There was a soft click, and a small hidden compartment sprung open from the side of the main safe. I whispered, "Oh, Bethany, you did it." Inside was a single USB drive labeled Bristol Properties and several forged documents. The evidence was real. This was it. I gently removed the drive, my heart pounding, and quickly stitched it into the lining of my uniform sleeve. Now, I just had to get it out of the house. I couldn't risk leaving. I had to copy the data immediately. At midnight, I crept down to the darkened basement utility room, to an old disconnected server I knew was there. Every second felt like an hour as the progress bar crawled across the screen. "Faster. Please, be faster. I need to get this to Detective Inspector Davies. Just one more minute. Just one more minute." Suddenly, a floorboard creaked on the heavy stone steps above. "Cassandra, where are the spare keys?" It was Alistair's voice, far off but getting closer. I slammed the laptop shut just as Lord Alistair stormed into the basement. His eyes were wide with suspicion and raw panic. He must have discovered the open secret compartment in his safe. He scanned the shadows, his voice a low growl. "Who is down here? Identify yourself. I know someone has been in my study." Taking a deep breath, I stepped out from behind the boiler, feigning fear. "It's me, sir. Eliza. I thought I heard a rat in the boiler room." He sneered. "Don't insult my intelligence. You are lying. Where are the missing files?" He lunged forward and seized my arm, his grip cold and painful. "Tell me where you hid the drive. I know you opened the safe." I cried out, "Sir, please. I only came for the cleaning fluid. I know nothing about files." His eyes narrowed. "You know too much. You were close to Bethany, weren't you? You're going to suffer the same consequences." As he spoke, his eyes caught the almost imperceptible tug at my sleeve lining where the drive was hidden. A cruel smile spread across his face. "Ah, there! The little seam is loose! You foolish servant! You thought a needle and thread could stop me? Give it to me!" As he lunged for my arm, years of silent, invisible movement took over. I twisted away from his grasp. "I won't be silenced, like Bethany," I shouted, my voice clear and strong. "You took her life and her freedom!" He roared back. "I will take yours now. You should have stayed invisible." As he closed in again, I lifted my other hand. In it, I held a small digital voice recorder. "It's too late, Lord Thorne. You just confessed everything, every threat, every word. It's all recorded." He froze, stunned. "What is that? Stop this absurdity. It won't work." I looked him dead in the eye. "It already has." Just then, the shrill, unmistakable sound of a Metropolitan Police siren cut through the night, growing louder with each passing second. Alistair screamed, "No, this is impossible! Who called them? It was you! You will never get away with this!" I stood my ground. The law will. The basement door burst open, and Detective Inspector Davies entered with 2 officers. "Lord Thorne, stop resisting! We have a warrant!" Alistair was incredulous. "Davies, you can't do this! I own half this city!" Inspector Davies was unmoved. "You are under arrest for multiple counts of fraud, money laundering, and obstruction of justice, and we have new evidence regarding Bethany Jean's disappearance." Months later, I stood on a quiet street, looking at the Thorne residence. The magnificent house now stood empty, confiscated by the state. The Thornes' empire had crumbled under the weight of their own corruption. Justice, long delayed, had finally arrived for Bethany. My lawyer stood beside me. "Your deposition and the recorded confession were instrumental, Miss Eliza. You brought down a Goliath." I simply replied, "I only spoke the truth, sir." I learned that the greatest cruelty is not the whip or the harsh word, but the expectation of eternal silence from the oppressed. The house is quiet now, truly quiet. I was only a housekeeper, an invisible servant, but my observation became the most powerful weapon. We must always speak for those who cannot, because a silent dagger of truth, when finally drawn, can topple the highest walls. Thanks for watching.